Hey YouTube, welcome back to Luke's Amateur Hour. Got a different kind of thing. Today I'm going to review my spinner handles for my 1/4" socket sets. And I looked around, I thought for some reason I had 3 of them, but I only got 2. And then I remembered, yeah, that's right, I only bought 2. So I wanted to give you a review of what I got and what I think you as a DIYer could benefit from, right? Is this a purchase that you should be making? Is it something that would be useful and helpful in DIY projects? So I think they're nice. I like having them, but well, you'll see in a second here. And hey, it's that time of year. This is Trogue's Impending Descent Stout, aged with brewed with vanilla bean and cocoa, aged in bourbon barrels. Yeah, it's like $12 a bottle. It's ridiculous. I save it, break it out once or twice a year, and that's about it. So that'll get you where you're going fast. So I have 2 spinner handles. By spinner handle, I just mean 1/4" handle. 1/4" adapter on a just regular screwdriver handle kind of looking thing here. So, and this was one of the first German tools that I ever owned, right? And one of the reasons I had my first Casey tool haul. But this is something I got from I want to say, a pre-estate sale. Buddy of mine's stepdad had passed, unfortunately, and so I was over there helping him move some stuff around and saw a couple things I saw of value, and threw him a couple bucks so we can so I could continue using some of the really good tools he had. And this was one of them, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's Sears, made in Taiwan. It's old. It's 4 sides, the acetate kind of handle thing. It's small. I kind of like that it's small, right? And the Felo is your standard screwdriver length, what I would call a standard screwdriver length. It might be a little big but it kind of in line with the Phillips number 2, 1/4" by 100, so it's 4 inches, 4 inches long. But I got this one because I was doing some work on a carburetor, and with my ratchet, what would happen is I would loosen the bolt just like a 1/2 turn or a 1/4 turn, and it was so loose at that point that the ratchet, I would have to hold the socket to keep it ratcheting, which was just kind of a pain, and I didn't have this ratchet at the time. And it was where I couldn't get my fingers, so I had to do that the whole time for like 6 or 8 bolts, and it was just a pain. So I picked this up, thinking it would be nice to be able to just pop it into a socket. And this one is nice, and quite frankly, you don't have to pay a lot of money. I'm sure Harbor Freight has some of these in socket sets here and there. I don't know if they sell one separately, but if they did, it'd probably be $3 or something. Sears sells them separately, I believe, for anywhere from $7 to $10, maybe $12 at most. Lowe's sells them for $10 or $11. Husky has them as well. It's all you need. You don't need anything crazy. It's helpful when you have those positions, right? So yes, if you're doing things a lot where your ratchet is loosened up, it loosens up the bolt really quick, and then you're spending forever holding and twisting trying to get, a long, loosely threaded bolt out. This is going to really simplify the job for you, short of actually using a drill and an adapter. The Felo is nice. I like it. I like the length of it. I like that it can get down into places, right? It's a good length. It's well balanced. Didn't even try that really. And I love the ergonomics of it. It's why I bought some Felo screwdrivers. Looking over at my board, I don't have a ton of them, but I really like the ergonomics of the Felo screwdriver. Some people don't like this overmolded rubber or whatever, but I like it. It just feels really good in my hand. I got this extension here to show what potential runout would be. Right, there's some wobble on that, on the Felo, and compare it to the old Sears. And about same. I'd say the Sears maybe just a little bit more. I'm not going to measure it. I mean, you guys can see it. As a homeowner, and I actually used the Felo with these T8 and T10 bits, and it was just a little too much. And it's part socket, part length of the Felo, but it was just too wobbly for me for the application I needed it for. But for a homeowner, do you need these? Maybe. You know, if you're putting a bunch of IKEA together or something like that, you know, throwing the right socket on, if you have it, on one of these might be helpful. But quite frankly, I got this for 15 bucks from Lowe's. It's the Cobalt swivel head ratchet, $14 or something. They have a comparable one in Harbor Freight with the comfort grip handle. The one I had gotten, the teeth didn't really impress me, so I took it back and got my money back on it, because I got the Cobalt, and this is really nice. I really like this one. But with the swivel head, I'm into a screwdriver position, and I can do a ratcheting screwdriver at that point. And I can turn it, and I can loosen bolts if I need to, and then turn it, and I'm not changing tools. It's really nice. So as a DIYer, do you need one of these? What are they called? Holy crap. Oh man, this beer is better than I expected. Do you need one of these handles? No, not really. Get one of these swivel heads. They're incredibly versatile. I have one in 1/4 inch and one in 3/8 inch, and then my go-to ratchets. I play with my other ones, but they're the ones I pick up most of the time. This one, the number on the Cobalt is 337305. It's a 1/4 inch Cobalt swivel head ratchet. I would highly recommend it. I like it. Gets the job done. Again, maybe not a professional mechanics tool, but certainly good enough for the DIY homeowner. That's all I had. What do you guys think? I love the ergonomics on the ergonic Felo handle. It's a little bit long for some applications. This guy is great, short, stubby, nothing special. It's been around a while. It's got a little bit of meaning to me, so I keep this one handy as well. But if you want to consolidate down to one tool, I'm going to take a small toolbox onto a boat next year when we go on a long vacation, and this is the one I'm going to take. I'm not going to pack either of those. I'm going to take this guy, because it does both of them. But I enjoy having them. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Tell me if you think these are worthwhile, or if you have a better recommendation. Like I said, I'd be happy to do another comparison. As far as cost, I think this was 15 bucks, and this, like I said, anywhere from 7 to 10. You probably get it in a kit if you get a mechanics tool set. Honestly, if you're paying more than $15 for it, I think you're overpaying, but $15 is probably too much. I don't know. I really like this handle though, and I like how it's got the thing, so you can put another screwdriver in there and turn it. You get that extra leverage if you wanted to just use it as a socket breaker or whatever. Anyway, hey, Luke, my name's Luke. I'm an amateur. Yeah, you don't really need one, but hey, if you got one, good for you. This one didn't take an hour. Thanks for tuning in, YouTube, and cheers. Have a good evening.